Now you might be thinking, breathing, what are you talking about? Like everyone is breathing. There's nothing special about it. What do you mean? Now if you think like that, this video might be very beneficial to you. Because if you want to be healthier, be more calmer, more relaxed, regulate your mood better, be more aware, more conscious, more mindful, to be more relaxed and confident when talking to people, if you want your presence to be more deep and more powerful and on and on and on, then you might want to consider taking some deep breaths. Now, if you don't want to watch till the end of the video, it's like the practical things that you can do. Start taking some deep breaths into your belly as much as you can throughout your day. Just some deep breath throughout your day, through your nose, into your belly, then into your chest. And you might even consider doing some breath work, breath exercises. I recommend the Wim Hof method. That's basically the video. Like, take some deep breaths throughout your day. And what are the benefits? Presence, awareness, openness, health, relax, calmness, things like that. So yeah, that's basically it. If you're interested what else I have to say, that you can watch till the end. And basically where I got the idea to make this video is that I have seen people talking about the importance of breath from all over the place. Like, it's also mentioned in a lot of ancient texts. For example, the Upanishads, this Indian ancient text, or Buddhist scriptures. It's also talking about the importance of breath in being more mindful and things like that. And breath, like, it's at the center of meditation, to focus on your breath and everything like that. It's also mentioned in Stoicism, actually. I was actually surprised about this, that it's mentioned by Zeno and Seneca, I think, about breathing to keep your inner calm. It's also mentioned in Egyptian scriptures. And they're all like this is so crazy to me. Like, there are these guys, I think, like in Tibet, like these Tumo guys or whatever they are called. And what they do, and this is just crazy, they sit in the mountains, like they sit there shirtless. Someone comes and like puts a wet shirt on them or a wet cloth on them. And they have to dry that wet cloth with their bodies. Like, how crazy is that? And they do that with the power of their breath. Like, I might put some pictures up here, but how crazy is that? These people in the mountains, shirtless, freezing temperatures. And they are like drying some clothes with their bodies, with the power of their breath. And even today, a lot of people are talking about the importance of breath, and even science is catching up to it. Like, people like James Nestor wrote the book Breath or something like that, or Wim Hof is doing his work amazing. And also Andrew Huberman talked about some breathing protocols. John Wineland, Dr. Andrew Weil, David Dada. Like, let me just read you something from his book, The Way of the Superior Man. He wrote about breath. He has a whole chapter dedicated to it, Breathe Down the Front, and he wrote about it that the principal bodily key to mastering the world and woman is maintaining a full, open front of the body at all times. The best method is through full and relaxed breathing, drawing energy down the front and freeing attention from neurotic self-concern. So breathing sounds like something pretty cool. The importance of breathing and taking deep conscious breaths and breath work has been talked about for thousands of years. Like, even nowadays in common speech we say that relax, take a deep breath, like take a breath. And just to be clear, to state this in the beginning, I'm no expert in breathing. Like, really, I don't know a lot of stuff about this. Like, I just take some deep breaths and that's it. But I just really enjoy this whole thing. Like, I found it fascinating how people have talked about it throughout the whole human history. So I'm making this video to tell you about the importance of breath. Now first, before I get into the benefits and how to breathe deeply and all of this, let me tell you my story about how I found breathwork and this deep breathing. Like, basically, I think this was about like 2 years ago, where a YouTube video popped up in my feed. The title was something like, "Release DMT with this breathwork," and I was like, whoa, I gotta try that out, like some free DMT. So I sit down, I do the breathing, I try it out, and after I do the breathing, like, I actually feel good. Like I feel calm and chill and relaxed. So I started researching more about like breath work, and I found Wim Hof's method, Wim Hof's breathing, and I tried that out, and it felt really nice. I actually saw that it helped me. I wasn't really like consistent back then. I didn't really take it that seriously, but I started like doing some rounds here and there. It was only this summer that I started taking breathwork more seriously and doing it more consistently after I read the Wim Hof's book, the Wim Hof Method, which is just great. I highly recommend it. It's a great book, awesome. And after that, I heard about just taking deep breaths throughout your day. I think I either first heard about it in one of Hamza's video, he's like a YouTuber, or I read about it in The Way of the Superior Man, just taking more deep breaths. And I also noticed that it's in a lot of meditation practices to take deep breath and to focus on your breathing. And just recently, actually, I saw a podcast with John Lyland. He's basically like a relationship guide and much more than that. And he was asked, like, what is the first thing a guy should do when looking for relationships or something like that? Like, what is the first thing that he should do? And he said he should start by taking deep breaths, like proper breaths throughout the day, not shallow breathing, taking some deep breaths, learning how to breathe. So that's how I found out about breathing. But now let's actually talk about breathing. How should you take deep breaths? How should you use your breath? What's the point of doing this? What are the benefits? Well, basically the main idea is to take as much deep breaths as you can throughout your day. Deep conscious breathing. And the problem is that most of the day, 95% of the time, our breaths are shallow. We keep it on autopilot. We're barely even breathing. And we've been doing this for years. And when our breaths are shallow, we kind of like curl in on ourselves. Like we don't even keep our shoulders straight, our body open, the front of the body open, and we just curl in on ourselves, and our thoughts are also centered around ourselves, and we're lost in our thoughts, and we're almost like unconscious, we're not aware, and our presence is not that strong. Now first, it's much better to breathe through your nose than through your mouth. Like it filters the air and all of that good stuff. Now let me show you how to take a deep breath, as far as I know. The idea is that you want to take in as much air as you can, and you don't want to breathe into your chest, where your lungs actually are, but you want to breathe into your lower abdomen, your belly, like you can see it on camera, but like you want to breathe into your belly, like your lower, as low as you can, and you want to fill your belly with air, like fill it up, like imagine it as imagine it as if it was a balloon filling up with air. So fill your belly up and lower abdomen with air. Then go to your solar plexus and chest. Like this is the order. Fill your fill your belly with air. Then just move up your body. That's the idea. And you want your body to be open and to not have like a bunch of blockages throughout your body. Like you might even want to stretch a little bit, and you might want to open your chest up like this, and then just breathe as hard as you can. Like breathe so fully that you feel your balls slightly moving. Like breathe into your balls, and then just exhale fully out the air, and just exhale slowly and smoothly and fully. Like feel every inch of your body with air, with your breath. So let's actually do a deep breath right now and just focus on making sure that you fill your belly first with air, then your chest. Like you can do this, like you can see it, but you can put one of your hands on your belly and the other on your chest, and make sure that the hand that's on your belly, that moves first. So let's take a deep breath together. Now let's go even deeper. And you can practice this throughout the day. Let's do one more. Take as much air as you can in. Breathe into your balls. One more. And you might even feel the difference just by taking a couple of these breaths. I mean, I do. Like, it makes me more aware, more conscious, more relaxed. It like opens me up. And another important thing while taking some deep breaths is being mindful of your breath, like being conscious and being here, being aware of the breath going through your body and filling it up and just sensing, feeling everything, being more aware, being more mindful. So I really recommend you to do this practice randomly throughout your day, to remember to take like 10 or 15, like 5, whatever, to just take more deep conscious breaths. And what I also really recommend that can help a lot is to remember to take these deep breaths before something hard, like before talking to that girl and approaching that girl, before giving a presentation, before, like, I don't know, sitting down to study or something like that. It can help a lot, like, actually, especially when talking to people and interacting with people, like taking deep breaths throughout it. Like, it signals that you're here, you're present, you're relaxed. Like, people can trust in you. Like, this might sound weird that people can sense that you're taking deep breaths and that your presence is more deeper and more stronger, but when you think about the fact that 90%, I think it's 90% of the communication throughout with humans is non-verbal, it's not through words, it's through body language and all of the other stuff, then all of a sudden it doesn't seem that weird that how you're breathing can affect how people interact with you. Like, just imagine in your head that guy who's breathing shallowly, like he's hunched over, he's thinking about himself, lost in thoughts, barely breathing. Like, you interact with that person way differently compared to the guy who's open, who's taking deep breaths, who's not lost in his thoughts, but his presence and his attention is fully focused on you. Like, that's completely different. And this practice is just great. And now, here are a couple of reasons. First, it opens up tensions in the front of your body. Because the thing is that throughout most of the days, our body is filled with tensions, and we're tensing up the front of our bodies. For example, when we're anxious or something like that, you can feel your stomach. It contracts, it tenses, like you can feel it. Or when you're close to crying or you're hurt by someone or something happens, you feel a lump in your throat, like it's just forming there. And taking deep breaths can open those tensions up and just dissolve them. And in the front of your body, everywhere in your body, when you have tension, taking deep breaths open those tensions up and keeps your body open and more relaxed. Taking deep breaths, as we said earlier, it makes you less like curled in on yourself. Like, you're not going to be like this, but you're going to be like this. You're not going to be lost in your thoughts, thinking about yourself, this huge self-concern. And thus, your presence in the room will be much greater. Like your presence will be like welcoming. Like, you'll have this like welcoming, inviting energy around you. And people will want to talk to you. Because you might have noticed that some people, when they walk into the room, like, everyone just notices them. Like, they demand attention. And then there are other people walking and no one notices them. Like, some people might even like dislike them, even though like they didn't even know them. Some people might not even want to talk to them. And the difference is that the guy who's demanding attention, his body is open and his presence is deep. His attention is pointed outwards. He's taking deep breaths. The other guy is taking shallow breaths. He's hunched over, curling on himself, thinking only about himself. obsessed with himself. His attention is going inward. He's taking shallow breaths. So taking deep breaths can help you to be more mindful, more aware, and more conscious. And this helps in any situation, to be more aware and more mindful and to be here grounded in this present moment. And also, when you're taking deep breaths, like when talking to people, you just show up as a much kinder and loving person. Like really, there's not a situation where taking deep breaths will not make it better. Now, another practice that you could do is, as we talked about, opening up the tensions in your body with the power of your breath. Now, I don't know a lot about this. Like, I barely know anything about this. I just read about it in the Way of the Superior Man. But basically, the idea is that whenever you feel tension in your body, for example, your stomach, your chest, your head, your throat, whatever, you can breathe into that. Inhale into that part of your body, like literally inhale into your chest or your throat, for example. Inhale into that. Open that tension with your inhale, and then with your exhale, dissolve it. Like just get rid of that tension. Do you want to feel tensions in your body? Feel into them, breathe into them, inhale into them, and then with your exhale, just dissolve them. Now, as I said, like, I don't know a lot about this. I'm just talking about it because it's very interesting. And the crazy thing is that the book says that you can also open other people's tensions with your breath. Like, if someone's sitting next to you and there's a lot of tension in his body, you can just feel their tension as if it was yours. Breathe into it. Breathe into it. Open it with your inhale and just dissolve it with your exhale. Like, I don't know if that actually works. It might, but it sounds very cool. So throughout your day, remember this and practice taking deep breaths as much as you can, and let your presence and love fill the room around you. Because I do think that when you're taking deep breaths, like your presence is much more powerful. Like you're actually there and other people can feel that. I'm 100% sure of that. That others will pick up on the fact that you're taking some deep breaths. Like, they won't look at your belly like that, like, ooh, I see that you're taking deep breaths. No, but they will feel it in your presence, your awareness, how you're feeling, what's the feeling of you. They will pick up on that fact. Now, another thing that I haven't talked about yet is breathwork, and I really recommend it. Now, first of all, I don't know a lot of stuff about breathwork. I only done the Wim Hof's breathwork and that's it. So I can only talk about that, but I really recommend it. I think that it's great. Like I do it almost every single day in the morning, and it just starts my day so right. Like, first of all, it's amazing for your health. Very good for your health. Especially combined with the cold shower, doing the whole Wim Hof method. It's great. And also it's very good for mood regulation. It's very good to keep yourself more calm, more relaxed, stronger, happier, healthier. It's amazing. And you can actually get like a lot of energy out of that. There's a specific breathing in this book that talks about all sorts of breathing for high altitude, breathing to get warmer, the regular like Wim Hof breathing for energy, a lot of stuff, breathing for endurance. It goes deep. And but I really recommend just trying out the normal Wim Hof method. I actually made a video about it, you can check it out. I leave a link to it in the description, like a full walkthrough how to do the breathing. It's great, and it also helps you to be more aware, more mindful, more conscious throughout the day. So I really recommend trying out some kind of breath work. You can do other breath works too, like I don't know what kind of other breath works there are. I should also check some out too, but I really recommend like picking one, the Wim Hof one, or some other breath work, and just giving it a try and seeing how it is. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment, and if you're interested, I'm doing free one-on-one calls. You can send me an email and ask me anything that you want. So yeah, thank you for watching, and remember to take some deep breaths. Like I am actually like very fascinated by all of this. Like how crazy this is, that the breath, how much it influences our body, and how people have talked about it throughout centuries. The importance of breath, the power of breath breathing. It's very cool. So thank you for watching, thank you for being here. All the love towards you. Have a great day and goodbye.